Handy Hudsonite here. I'm going to show you how you can easily and quickly check the firmware on your Apple AirPods. Yes, your AirPods do get a software update from time to time, and at the recording of this video, Apple did provide a firmware update. So how do you check to make sure your AirPods have the latest firmware? I will show you that. Not only that, I'm going to show you how you can force a firmware update with your AirPods, a quick and easy way to do that right after this. Making sure that your AirPods or your AirPods Pro have the latest firmware update ensures their optimal performance. Apple, as I mentioned, recently released a firmware update. So let's see how we can find out if my phone has the latest update. The way that we go about checking the firmware update on your AirPods or AirPods Pro is to make sure that they're connected. All you do to do that is just lift up the lid on your case. As you can see, mine are showing that they're connected. So what we want to do is come into the settings. Once we're in settings, scroll down to the General tab, and then when we're in the General tab settings, just tap on About, which is at the top of the screen, and scroll down here until you see your AirPods. You'll see mine here, it says Matt's AirPods. Now, if your AirPods aren't showing, then it's because you don't have them connected to your phone. So make sure that they're properly connected, then tap to go into settings here. And what we can see are some different information, line items, of course the manufacturer, model number, serial number. Now here, the firmware version is what we really want to pay attention to. Mine says 2D15. That is the most update firmware for the AirPods, so I'm good. But what if your firmware version is showing an older version when you know there's been an update? Well, let's go into how we can force this update on your firmware, and this just involves a couple of steps. In order to force this firmware update, you need to get your charger for your AirPods. Simply plug that in, and then you want to set your AirPods near your iPhone and make sure your iPhone is connected to the internet, and just make sure these are together for about an hour, and after an hour the firmware should be updated on your AirPods. Then again, go into your settings as I showed you before to make sure that the firmware is up to date. And if it still isn't up to date, then you may want to make sure that your AirPods are properly connected. Maybe you didn't have your Bluetooth on when you had them setting next to your AirPods in your phone, and that should ensure that it updates the firmware. Now, if you've had issues with your AirPods not connecting, or you have low audio or no audio in one of your AirPods, make sure to check out my video that shows you how to get those cleared out so you can get back to optimal sound. Also, this firmware update can help take care of a lot of issues with one AirPod not charging properly or even not connecting. I've seen issues like that cleared up when the firmware is updated properly, and to make sure it's updated in each AirPod. So if you want to find out more tips, hacks, and reviews for AirPods, a variety of different projects, software, tech, even car and home projects, be sure to subscribe to my channel, The Handy Hudsonite, for more tips, hacks, and reviews so that you can get the job done. Don't forget the notification bell so that you get my content as it goes up, and I will see you in the next video.